Hello, guys, and welcome to the AcadArena University Alliance Cup Valorant, powered by Globe and Twitch students. 12 Alliance camping teams doing battle, one coveted slot to represent the Philippines in the PvP Esports Campus Championship this December. It is high time now to wrap up our group stage, or wrap up a regular season, as this is the last week of action. But first things first, hello guys, my name is Dax.
And I am Perzik.
And hey, here we are, Berserk. It is time to get into our last few matches in the regular season, in the round robins between our two groups. And hey, it has been a bit of a rocky past few days. Well, I'm glad to see us up and running here and now yet again.
Yeah, definitely. I hope everyone there, every one of you guys back at home, sana okay naman kayo dyan. I hope that you're able to keep safe during the storm. And today, however, syempre, this is what we are interested in. Like what my good friend Dax has said, last day na to for groups. That means this is the last chance for our teams to, try and get at the very least a third seed coming into the quarterfinals.
That's true. And perfect time for that. Let's check out the standings, because as we mentioned, these two groups looking to check things out. And there you go. For Group A, we got the iTamaras up on top with 3-0. Malayan Warlocks 3-1. LG Esports 2-1. Mustang Warriors 2-2. Gearhawk Esports 0-3. And Teletigers 0-3. In the meantime, for Group B, it's MGS Spades all the way there with the 3-0 as well. Valiant Archangels 3-1. Viridis Arcus 2-1. Ablation Esports getting that first dub 1-3 over there. Harabuns 1-3. And Golden Eagles 1-3 as well. So I'm looking at these brackets more or less. I still feel that the third slot is very much in contention for pretty much every single team if the cards do align here, Berserk.
Yeah, I agree. Especially here for Group A. Our first game is actually going to be between USC Mustang Warriors with a 2-2 standing versus the Teletigers. Unfortunately, 0-3 sila ngayon. Pero still, pwede pang mangyari na makapasok sila sa third because they still have 2 games remaining. And today both of them will be played.
Spotlight is really on them. And when you look at the standings like that, you just say, okay, how does the math work? Okay, these guys have to lose, these guys have to win. But in the end, it is still possible. It's probable, sure, but we'll see if the Teletigers can do it. So as Berserk has mentioned, we are going to be seeing the Mustang Warriors from the University of San Carlos with a 2-2 standing versus the Teletigers from the University of Santa Tomas with a 0-3 standing. Look to figure out who's going to make it there. And guys, as we mentioned, last week na to ng ating regular season, it is time for us to wrap things up and see who is going to be making it to the playoffs, the quarterfinals, and the semifinals. And for Zerk, I know it's their top 3, right, moving on. And why is that so? How does that work for our quarterfinals and our semifinals next week?
Right, so what's gonna happen is, first of all, yung top sa groups natin, sila yung automatically makakapunta sa semifinals. But the top 2 and top 3 seed from each group will have to go through the quarterfinals first and battle each other out. So yung top second seed ng Group A, kakalabanin yung third seed ng Group B, and the same thing for the other side of the quarterfinals.
Oh, that's so cool. I like the cross group stage action right there, especially like, hey, I was able to avoid you, or hey, I wanted to fight you the whole time, but now it's time to do it for, well, next week. We still have to figure out who's going to be making it there. And of course, when you look at the top of the scoreboard, you might expect those guys to make it, but we're still not sure. Semifinals is the one where our top 1 seeds do get that first round bye, which is the quarterfinals. They make it there, they weigh it out, and we will have the grand finals at the end of the month. And of course, we'll be updating every little bit of the game along the way. We are playing on the latest patch. We're still not going to have our newest agent and map as of yet, but you will stay tuned and stick around for any updates on that, because you might be at least blinded, and I might need to get my shades for a future cast, but not today, Mr. Shades, not today. And speaking of today, though, it's time for our first game. And what map are we going to get here for Zerk? What are our bans, and what do we have left in the pool?
Right, so it looks like our bans are Ascent and Split, no? And the map that we will be playing on randomly, 50-50 yun, ang lumabas is Haven. So it's that 3-site map that a lot of people love, but a lot of people hate as well. Kasi it's a different dynamic having to attack and or defend 3 sites simultaneously.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting. And looking into this one, Teletigers, they really have a lot of work cut out for them. This is a very hard day for them. Not only do they have to play their games twice today, they have to play their remaining games rather, but they're both gonna be streamed. So it's gonna be a slaughter. But it might be their time to shine and their time to show us that what they can do. Mustang Warriors in the meantime in a really really good spot. They finished 4 of the games already. This is the last one on the board. And with a win here, they go 3-2. That should basically be giving them a good chance to make it to the quarterfinals for their group at the very least. And you can really see that security after playing those 5 games is just so very, very important. But what a great scene we've had here in the UAC in the University Lions Cup. We've been seeing you guys really supporting and everything. And yeah, like I've been checking out some of the messages here and there. I got us commend everyone's support. And Frizzerk, how does that work? I believe we're not gonna be having our usual stuff for today after everything that's been going on in terms of the weather, but we still want to see you guys cheer for your favorite teams. And how does that work, Mr. Frizzerk?
Yup, and we can cheer for your favorite teams by basically just sounding off here in chat over our Twitch. So first you have to type out hashtag Globe Prepaid Virtual Hangouts. No, this is Virtual Hangouts chat rally, by the way, by Globe. And after that, you have to type out the hashtag of your team of choice kung sino sa tingin nyo mananalo. So for this first map, it's either hashtag USC win or hashtag UST win. And kung tama yung predicted team nyo, may chance kayo makapanalo ng 750 Valorant points. So, that's not really, hindi siya super enough to get you that skin you want, but it's definitely something.
It helps. It helps. And you know what really helps our teams also is your support. This is the first time I'm doing a collegiate broadcast, and I feel just at home. I remember going over to those old basketball games and just seeing everyone cheer, being part of that crowd. And hey, you guys doing it here on Twitch, you already know that this is the perfect time to do so. You guys are tuning on in, of course, at twitch.tv/AcadArenaPH. Don't forget to share the stream. Tell everyone that we are live for our last group stage day. And you know what's new here for Zerk? We got an agent selection screen on the board. So what do you think about these rosters? Who's defending and who's attacking?
Yo, this agent selection screen is pretty aesthetic. Oh my gosh. Not actually lock in yet for both sides. Just probably half the players locking them in. In terms of who's gonna attack or defend, it has been said that the Mustang Warriors wants to defend first, no? So it's Mustang Warriors. Yung nasa right, kung nakikita nyo,
Yeah.
far side dyan.
Yeah, let's check it out. And I see that they are going to be getting our compositions. Mustang Warriors decided to play a double duelist composition with the Smokes from the Omen, the Cypher on Rain, and of course the Breach from Ukio, really playing into the meta. In the meantime, when you look at the other side for the Teletigers, it just might be a situation wherein they do want to play it more comfortable than before. But here we go, guys. We are going to be getting into the game in just a bit. New patch, new dynamics, and I'm just glad that we're really getting our game updated as much as possible. How about you, Frizzerk? Anything you've been liking with the new OB system and everything as we are going to get into our first game of the day? Well, it's going to be on Haven. 3 sites, going to be where the action is. And as I mentioned, anything you've been liking so far as we've seen the updates in Valorant?
I find I think this was the previous patch, no, not the most recent one, where when you opt to save the round and you're gonna lose the round, no, but you try to save, konti na lang yung maiipon mong credits. I think it's 1,000 credits na lang.
Yeah.
So it kind of plays into your decision making if you're gonna actually opt to save or maybe retake if you're if you're on the defender side. No? So I think it kind of forces teams to play a bit more smart when it comes to their economy.
Yeah, we'll find out though. Sometimes you just have to run into that spike, right? Take it and just say, okay, I do not want to save this gun. I do not want to save my life. And for all you stat padding guys over there, at least you don't get a death when you die to the objective. But here we go, guys. It's time for our first game. Haven is our map. Mustang Warriors going to be on the left on the defense. Teletigers on the attacking side. And from what I've seen so far, there is a little bit of that experience here from Mustang Warriors in and out of the collegiate scene. In the meantime, for Teletigers, these guys part of the community, heavily really trying to get in the know and even dabbling in a different number of tournaments as well. But hey, it's time for them to prove themselves here in the UAC, and we'll see which university can actually come up here and now. As the garage stake coming on through, USD looking to try and go for this push. Teletigers already taking control of that, wanting to execute on the C side. There we go though with the paint shells in behind, and this does force Mustang Warriors to back on out.
This was a very good decision, I would say, from Mustang. At the start of the round, actually, there wasn't even a sole person stationed on C, opting for that garage double play. But here we are. It's gonna be a full retake from the Mustang Warriors. Let's see what sort of execute they're gonna pull off.
Oh, they go for the flashpoint immediately. There's the Leer, and suddenly Beat's gonna be able to get that first kill. JNB though with the active back gets two with the ghost, and the headshots are really connecting there. But Farsighted Jin at least getting one more. Now Exia trying to be sneaky from the garage, but already Mustang Warriors cleaning up. Exia though with the kill, looking for a second, but Farsighted Jin yet again just going Super Saiyan there, getting all the kills that they need. And Mustang Warriors, a good start here, gets the defuse on the spike.
Yeah, I really like that first entry kill from the Mustang Warriors, making use of that Leer, no? Taking down that initial player from over at Logs, and it was just a two-pronged retake over from Garage and from Spawn, no? Walang player na pumwesto dun sa long, but in spite of that, they were still able to win that round. Very, very good play from the Mustang Warriors.
Yeah, it's a pretty heavy stack actually there from the defense side, as you mentioned. And what we saw also was Exia trying to make a play from the garage, but suddenly there was still the Jet looking to answer, and Mustang Warriors at the very least getting the gun advantage. And here comes the stinger from Rain, but Farsighted Jin just spams it down. JNB already going down. Rain coming close. There we go with the kill onto Exia, and Beast just wants to go for the blow here. And now Farsighted Jin though still on fire. Gonna be getting another one. There we go with the tailwind, pushes on forward, and quickly as they came, Mustang Warriors just bringing the brawl and getting a 2-0 lead.
Not much to say for that round. Indeed, it was a flawless round for Mustang Warriors, just having that gun advantage, I would say. But here we go. It's going to be the third round of the match. Full rifle buy coming in from the Tele Tigers, no? But on the side of Mustang Warriors, there is that operator in the hands of Fire Cyajin. He is on half armor, but he will be stationed here over at B side, looking to get that opening pick to whoever may be deciding to get a quick peek through that window area.
Exactly. One quick peek and one quick pick might be the way to go here for Fire Cyajin. We'll see though if it is going to work out, as it seems like Teletiger is looking to opt for a slower play here. They're watching over mid doors. They're looking to play the punish. They also want to play into the lobby itself. And you can see right now that this is going to be an attack playing very defensively, but the drop down there from Fire Cyajin not going to connect whatsoever, allows Teletigers to push a little closer here to B side. And now the Jet has to be wary of what's to come.
Yeah, and Fire Cyajin just being a bit patient, holding that angle over to the left side of B, and it seems like the Teletigers are deciding to slowly creep up, take control over the zones here over A, but not really, just taking their time, seeing if there's a push coming out from the Teletigers, but no, it seems like they are posturing for a slow A take so far. Ooh!
Oh. Yes, there's a bit of a tag there onto JNB, 26 HP and a dream. And now the Jet comes close, but JNB closer there to get that takedown. And now the tables have turned here for Teletigers, because this is the Reina going and wrecking house. Devar keeps the top up there. 2 kills already for our Reina. JNB just looking to dominate here and now. And it seems like it's going to be an 8 push here, but Rain coming close. And Exia is there to get that takedown instead. Teletigers using their full buys to the best degree. And now an 8 take in order for the spike to be planted.
Jin B, that he was basically the player of the round, I would say, finding those 2 kills, and very wary should be the Mustang Warrior players here on the retake if they decide to, actually, because they don't know where JNB is postured right now.
Yeah,
they are going
Beats going for that Leer though, and here comes the push. Smoke gonna be in order. 33 HP, look for the takedown, but Shadow Rays is still there. Teletigers using their smoke to the best degree, and now it is Ukyo all alone. And this is a instance where I do want to discuss this. Perfect time to go for the save, right? Operator is a big investment compared to the penalty that you can get.
Yeah, definitely. That operator now costs 5,000 credits compared to before. No, this was a pretty hindi naman long time ago patch, but it's been a while. It's been a while, and it's a good decision, I would say, from the side of the Mustang Warriors to keep that operator in their hands. One more try from Fire Cyajin. Gusto niya makabawi. Unfortunately, hindi niya napanalunan yung very very close quarter duel with JNB in the previous round. So let's see if he decides to position in B once more, or decide to move around the sites.
You know, Phantom is scary, really close. And Fireside Jin, he was trying to play the tricks there. He dropped on down with the operator. Sad to say, though, that it's not going to be a clear and crisp shot. And Beats actually going on the outside, and JNB with a punish again. First kill now for Teletigers here. The Reina really showing on up so far. And whenever we see a Reina, it really is feast or famine. It all depends on you getting those kills, getting those picks. And in a situation like this, with JNB really popping off, Teletigers can now slowly but surely play onto A site with a one-man advantage.
Yeah, definitely agree with you, Feast or Famine. Right now, it seems like it's pretty much feast as the Teletigers are covering into this A side. It's pretty much free for the taking so far. But
And Rain, though, up on top. He's waiting to see if someone's going to go for a tripwire.
Oh.
And there you go. Easy kill through the smoke. Rain will get a free pick onto JNB. And Rain does get two, but exit with a refrag. 3v2 now, though. It's still Teletigers in position. And looking at their agents, they have a good way to really spam things down. Shock darts can be useful. Camera going to be there. And of course, the raise with the paint shells and everything else going to be so essential at holding the connector here. But Ukyo might be the one looking for the push. Bucky in hand does get spotted out by the Owl drone. And here comes Mustang Warriors. We have the operator in behind. No peeks though from Teletigers, playing it slow and steady. And here comes the push even more from the USC guys. Here comes Ukyo, closer and closer now to the default angle. Sees over there. Exio will get that takedown instead. And Teletigers gonna be able to get another good A take here. How are they really doing this, Berserk? Why is it so effective for them?
well, first of all, the Teletigers have been getting those opening kills. No, the very first one over at Garage gives them that man advantage at the onset. No? And just I would say JNB really playing it well, and also Teletigers really playing it patiently as a whole, not really rushing towards taking sites, but once they get a read on the situation of the map, just slowly creep up and not really expend utility until they need to. So I think it's just pretty controlled and smart play from the Teletigers so far.
Yeah, Teletigers is doing a really good job at controlling that A site, as you mentioned. And from what I see, JNB is really putting in the work. Teletigers, it seems they realize that, guys, 0-3 tayo, ha? We actually have to win games today. And that's what they're trying to do right now, evening up the odds. Can Mustang Warriors, though, really bring it back? I've been looking at their records here for Zerk, and they have some impressive wins here and there, especially against the ADMU. But Far Jin looking impressive there against JNB. There you go, gets rid of Reyna. The best thing they can do right now is shut down that prancing Reyna, and goodbye to the streaks. Hello, Mustang Warriors taking control.
Yeah, it's very interesting actually. Mustang Warriors opting to not really invest a heavy presence over at A site until the site is actually taken over. No? This time around, seems like it's working for them. Let's see what defense Far Sergeant can pull off.
Far Sergeant, he has to back on away. It's time for him, though, to go for a quick little tailwind to disengage. And Rain taking the same position up on top. Beats, though, already with the first frag, but someone waiting onto the deep corner. And Hayes will get that kill instead. Far Sergeant, though, from the side. Here comes Rain as well from above. And Mustang Warriors this time, they show us how it's done on the A side. Keeping the Cypher alive, the best way to anchor. And Mustang Warriors, they just ride on and gets rid of everyone else.
Yeah, really good defense from Mustang Warriors. Far Sergeant actually a good move by backing off and not really overcommitting to the defense, waiting for some backup from his team, no? But more than that, really good defensive stance over at Heaven as well. So winning a round back, putting a stop to the quick, short momentum of the Teletigers, pretty good. But because of the economy that the Teletigers have banked up for themselves, they can still afford a full buy going into the sixth round. It's a full buy actually from both sides, full armor, and that sole operator from Fire Sergeant, it's doing work. He's 7-2 right now. Let's see if again, saan na siya pupwestuhin? Mukhang sa A short this time. Let's see how luck is in favor.
He's gonna peek, and he's gonna look for that kill. Can he see Exia, though? He's coming closer and closer, and Far Sergeant cannot get that takedown. Now, the thing about it is Teletigers, they do need to step up with everyone else besides the duelist, and how he's gonna be able to keep one alive here, gonna be able to get that pick off. And now here we go again with the Rays getting two. So far, so good. They say, okay, A's not gonna work anymore. Dito na nga tayo sa C-side, and we are gonna be going for the plant yet again. But Far Sergeant, he lines it up. JNB will go down to dark cover, not gonna be able to materialize in time. And Tomo might get spotted here, but Far Sergeant is still popping off. Two with the operator. Blade is there. Back with sight though. No one gonna be home. And Tomo gonna be getting another takedown. But Shadow Rays from the garage. But that defuse is getting closer and closer. And Mustang Warriors, can they do it? No, sir, they cannot. The headshot comes at the very last millisecond. And Teletigers will line it up, will get that takedown and tie up the game again. What a show though. And what a replay this can be as Far Sergeant goes for the defuse. Look at this. Shadow Rays raising hell. And look how close this was for Zerk. That meter was almost full, but no, sir. No, indeed.
Yo, Shadow Rays really pulling through that round. That was a very beautiful play by him. Very controlled yung mouse control, yeah, actually right there. But I would have preferred if the Mustang Warriors played that a bit more patiently, not really going for the defuse right away. They had the time to work with, and I feel like they could have at the very least cleared out the garage first. I think they could have been a bit more patient there. But the score is now tied 3-3. We do have that Hunter's Fury on the side of Tele Tigers as well as the Showstopper. Those are really big ultimates to open up the round. Let's see if they make use of them this time.
And now it's time for aggression. Farside Jin does get that first pick off. And yeah, I really agree with you there. Now, it could have been a good plan there for Mustang Warriors, but I really don't think it should be your top fragger who's popping off doing that. Going for the defuse like that means that you can't shoot your gun. It's very basic right there, but at the same time, you know that he's the one winning those duels and you want to trust him in getting those kills. So they now unleash the beast. They allow Farside Jin to push through the middle, get that pick off onto the window, and now Teletiger's struggling to find out where they're gonna go.
Seems like a trend is actually being set right here. Whoever has been getting that opening kill, sila yung mukhang nananalo ng round. So let's see if this team continues in this round. Since Mustang Warriors are a man up, it's gonna be an A-side take. No time remaining. Here we go, Showstopper.
Yeah, this has to be a commitment. And there you go, Showstopper thrown. But I believe Noman's going to be still sticking around. And here we go, Dante's Fury. And there you go. That's going to be a takedown for our OMJ and Vito with a refrag there. And Rain still in play. But there he has brought up the operator. And is looking for that pickoff. Now 3v1. Teletiger still with the sniper rifle trying to back on out. But Farside Jin wants the gun, gets the gun back, and says, Mustang Warriors, we're back in business. 4-3 here for the defense.
Yeah, looks like both teams are really, really good when it comes to trading, no? It's a numbers game. It seems so far, and just at the end of that round, this was a beautiful blind right there from Ukyo to support Fire Sergeant to get that kill onto the player holding onto that operator. No, so 4-3 right now is the scoreline. 3 ultimates up for the Mustang Warriors, none up for the Tele Tigers. They opted to use theirs the previous round. Didn't really come up too much. Let's see though. Look at this push coming up to see Cubby over here. Okay, well, let's see if he can catch anyone out right there.
Yeah, and Teletigers basically force buying right now, light armor into play. They want to win this round or they're going to be broken in the back yet again. We'll see though how this is going to work. Mustang Warriors back in business with the operator as you mentioned. And from that I see, they have 3 ultimates here. Good to go for this fight. Fire Cyajin staying on the left side, waiting it out. Teletigers though, now that they know that the operator is there, they're kind of like double checking and just trying to make sure that this is the place to go. But never mind, JNB already going down, and Teletigers losing their entry frag again as they go for the garage take, and Beats is there to get one, and we have Zli answering back.
Fortunately, Beats wasn't able to use that dismiss right there. Oh my, that's a neural theft. Oh, Fire Cyajin just doing Fire Cyajin things.
Oh, Ukyo even with the wall bang there. The intel so essential here for the side of Zli. Can he actually go for the 1v3? It's time for him to tick-tock on the clock because this Cypher is now all alone, but Rain is watching always with the camera, always with his eyes, and Mustang Warriors believes in that 2-round lead.
Yeah, 2-round lead indeed. Unfortunately for the Tigers, that neural theft didn't really work out as planned, no? It was actually neural theft from the side of the Tigers, not the Mustang Warriors. So, with that said, now on the other hand, Mustang Warriors have their own. So, that was already up prior, actually, before that round. But really good defense from Mustang Warriors. I think them being able to station someone over at C Cubby early allowed them to kind of stack over at a garage and B. So good map control overall.
Oh, Fire Cyajin, he's really playing with fire right now. He's coming closer and closer. And as you mentioned, right, really good holds there from the side Mustang Warriors. I like the patience there, especially from Beats. Him watching that garage allow that intel to happen, allow that rotate to happen accordingly. Even though he died in the field of battle, it was still enough in the first place. But here we go again. Teletigers now in the sheriff round. It's basically an eco here to get back rifles for the next one. But this will allow Mustang Warriors to potentially get a 3-round lead. From what I'm seeing here from Mustang Warriors, Fire Saiyajin just erases Exia from existence this round, is that they are very, very comfortable at playing that 4-1 operator and rifle style. They're really holding close. They're playing a very, very aggressive defense when they have that gun advantage, and they're feeling very confident, especially with the breach advantage, as there's the flash, looking for a target. Can Ukyo find the target? Can he get a takedown? No, sir. Zlee will get that shutdown, and now Teletigers can actually get the gun back.
No, unfortunately, that confidence did not just exactly pay off over at Garage, but still, they are still holding far strong with a strong arsenal of weapons as well. 30 seconds left, however, it looks like it's going to be the usual A take that the Tigers have been deciding to go for during most of these rounds.
Bit of a default for them, but they are running out of time. 4v4, Rain up on top, and he already knows the drill. Step 1, get smoked. Step 2, wait for the tripwire. Step 3, profit. But here we go. Spike now planted. Beats, popping the Empress, and we'll see what he can do. Usually you see this man playing something like the Raze, but here comes Beats, going for that Rain to play, and Shadow Raze going on down. Beats now win 2 so far, beating down everyone else. And JNB on the inside. 1 taps have to happen here for Teletigers if they want to clutch this, but no sir. Beats is looking nigh unstoppable. He is a rhythm game waiting to happen, and Mustang Warriors will defend again. 6-3 now our score.
Yo, Beats doesn't care, dude. Beats doesn't care. He's just walking up using the Leer, just getting those frags. It was a relatively easy round for the Mustang Warriors, given they weren't really against those rifles. So as you said, the Tigers going for that eco round previously now have a really good purchase for themselves. I kind of want to see something different. It has been that usual A take, just leading the map. And I think the Mustang Warriors have had their number during the recent rounds.
Yes.
So I kind of want to see something to change up for it.
Exactly. Teletigers, they're kind of stuck in their ways, and we can see that they're very, very mechanically gifted. But right now, tactically, they're in a bit of a rut. What's the plan? We've seen them go for the A take. We've seen them go for the C take. And now we will see Highs open up onto A as Beats gets taken down. A very, very risky play to go into the sewer. Usually it works on the aggressive side, but when you get punished like that, it's even harder because Rain caught in the corner. XA will get that kill. Everyone is forced to move up here for the side of Mustang Warriors. Tomodo from the side catching on Exia. And here comes the Rolling Thunder. It stuns up everyone on side. Highs over the kill onto Ukyo. And here we go with the brawl. Shadow Race is still there. Suddenly it's 3v1. Far Saiyajin. Blades are available. Gets the Vandal. Wants to go for the push. Cypher needs to in the way here for Zerk. And can he do it? No, he can't. Highs open it up and closes this chapter. Teletigers with a round back.
The MVP for that round, despite like that man advantage coming into the hands of Teletigers from that pick off over at Sewer, that recon bolt was so clutch, I would say. I think that Rain had pretty good position there over at the corner in A side, at the entrance of A side. And because of that recon bolt, he was spotted in spite of him having that Cypher cage up, no? So that allowed control by the Teletigers for that site and that consequent round win.
It's so sad. Sometimes you're trying to build a tent, but suddenly someone just breaks it, and then you are just going to get exposed to the elements there. And that's what we saw. Cypher getting caught, everything happening to him. It was just kind of sad to see. But hey, it's a new day, it's a new round, and Teletigers, they're still in a good spot to actually tie things up. But Far Saiyajin scopes in, JNB going down. Irena not paying attention to the middle there, and the grass much greener on the side of Mustang Warriors as they get that first blow.
Fire Saiyajin really seems like he's playing very, very consistently so far, finding those opening picks for that operator, and not in passive holds. By the way, he just walks up. He doesn't really care. He's making use of the smokes, number one, the windows of those smokes rather, and just getting that an advantage. Now he has decided to back off and take a more passive stance. They don't need to push up any further than they have already.
Absolutely. And that's a really good point to make. You don't need to go for more kills. This is not a highlight reel. You're not always looking for the ace. One pickup is all you need to have the advantage. And especially on a map like Haven, this is, of course, a defense favorite map like every single map in Valorant is. But it is also the most easy to punish from the attacking side. One pickoff really stretches their lines very, very thin. And right now, Teletigers is the one having to go for the bulk play on the A side instead. Mustang Warriors stacking the win too. They're ready for this. They catch out the lead there. And here comes Rain. is also lining it up. Now the operator trying to go for the shot, but it's not going to happen. Tigers, they might want to back out instead. But the hunt is gone for Highs. He gets one. 1v4 scenario. It's time for the extract. But Farsajin will outsnipe the man. And Mustang Warriors looking to dominate in this game. 7-4 now as we get into the last round before the sides do swap.
Mukhang nababasa na ng Mustang Warriors talagang Tele-Tigers. So far, it's been when the time is ticking down, the Tele-Tigers have been opting to default to trying to take over A side, regardless of the numbers advantage or situation when it comes to player count. No, as we see, just a quick pan plus. I believe we are. No, I thought we were coming into a pause, but no, it's just the observers appreciating the view of the fun area.
Yes,
right
sir.
now.
It's the esports AcadArena. What do you say? Cinematic universe. There you go, guys. So that's the next sequel. You know, we have a quick little pan every single time, and it's beautiful actually. Like I like the angles. It's very picturesque. But right now, the picture is clear. Mustang Warriors is trying to just wrap things up on this half. Can they go for the 8-4 scoreline, or will Tigers at least make it 7-5? We already know that these Tigers have to corral and scratch their way to try and get at victory. But will they go for a quick roar here, or will it be a whimper and just knock them out of complete contention? As I like this. Oh, production value indeed. I love this. This is a production value. Here on the left, we see one fight. We see one hold on A. Here on the right, we see a B scuffle. Who will peek on who first? Who will actually make it there? Find out the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. As for now, Mustang Warriors, they still have 2 of those ultimates. Tigers with 3. And it looks like here for Zerk that it's going to be a situation where these guys will just go for the pop and go for the brawl. And there you go. Starting with this push on the B side. First time we see them actually go for it. And have the Fury to cover things up. Tomo though with the first kill. Tigers using their ultimates to try and cover the lines. And Tomo right now does get rid of Zli. Suddenly it's 3v2. Mustang Warriors trying to hold. J and Vito disappearing in front. And High trying to go for a fight. Beats will go down. Here comes the breach now all alone. Flashpoint is there. The spam is correct. And JNB will eventually get that kill. Tigers will say that we are just not going to be tubbing it over. They will survive. They will fight. And here we go into the second half.
Right, so 2 phases happened during that round. No, first was that opening kill came into the hands of Mustang Warriors, I believe. But because of that really deep A double push that the Mustang Warriors did, they were able to really quickly flank and get, I believe, 2 kills back. However, the Tigers decided to take control of the site and focus on that flank first, and then deal with the sole person, I believe, coming in from the C side of the map. So that was a really good interplay of zone control, I would say, for the lack of a better word. But here we are coming into the next half of this match. Looks like Mustang Warriors. Tingnan natin kung anong mapapakita nila sa atin in terms of offense.
Oh, that dart though is huge. At mukhang kitang-kita nga lahat dyan sa kabilang side. But here we go, Exia going for those shock darts again. I've seen this guy play. He loves to play those darts as much as possible. Very aggressive on that Sova. But JNB already with the first. Highs also with the second kill. Here comes Ukiyo though with the refrag. But Mustang Warriors running out of people here on C side. It's now Tomo versus the world. Can he do it? What kind of book can he read? It seems like he's just reading the dirt there. Tigers will hold, will defend. And this is going to be a good chance for them to tie things up. But before we get into that next round, I just want to say what we saw also with the dismiss on the operator. You don't see that too often, but when you have the Empress online, you can really reposition, and it really goes to show that Tigers, they have this, what do you say, micro understanding of their agents. They know how to really squeeze out the most from what they play, and even though their strats are simple, they're effective because of what they do.
Yeah, definitely. And just to add to that point, you mentioned a while back that when you are on that train, it's either feast or famine. No? That round definitely was feast for JNB, and because of that, they were given an opportunity to, feel that momentum run and come into the second half with a strong mindset, I would say, and just that pistol round win. Definitely, that's something they can definitely work with. But Zli, just the spot shot.
And there goes Zli! Gets the peak, and every single time, Heaven, diba, defend lang yung Cypher dyan. Kahit biglang may smoke sa harapan mo, it really is just gonna be the camera and the tripwires giving you that intel. And here comes JNB also on the board. Tigers using their gun advantage to the best degree. And there we go with another shot. 3 members left, make that 2. But oh my god, what a turnaround here from Mustang Warriors. Beats gonna be able able to bring out the Sheriff and the Marshal there from Highs, but Rain is still in to play, 12 HP, and the Dream from Mustang Warriors looking to still keep on. The Shock Dart, though, might be the best way to go about things. Here comes the peak, and there's the punish. Teletigers tie it up again, and for Zerk, Teletigers still in this fight.
I'm starting to get flashbacks, no, from that game of UPD versus DLSU.
Oh no.
parang yun na aamoy ko from Teletigers comparing them to UP Diliman, but let's see if they can actually follow through. They are in a position to do so. 7-7 is the scoreline. They are going against full rifle buy from the Mustang Warriors, and we do know that they know how to rock those rifles based on the first half of the match. Let's see. It looks like they're gonna do Teletigers impression and go for A this time.
Yeah, A split push this time gonna be stacking a bit onto the sewers. Two of them onto long already, and the Omen lagging behind to throw down those smokes. And it really feels like this is a tale of two stories right now, Mr. Furzerk. On the side of Mustang Warriors, they want to end in the positive 3-2 scoreline. Teletigers, though, they do need to win this, I believe, to stay mathematically in contention for that third slot. But in a case like this, Spike not gonna plant it. Mustang Warriors looking to really hold here. Teletigers going for the retake, and I like the flank here, but Farsigen, he barely misses it too, but they know the footsteps are coming, and here comes Farsigen. He just goes for the encircle play. Shadow Rays will get coiled, will get taken down. Tomo is there as well, and Mustang Warriors side they can take control, but Highs and Exo do take the refrags. Here comes Farsigen, here comes Beats, and suddenly Mustang Warriors will win that firefight. 8-7 with the attack taking the lead back.
Man, I really like that play from Fire Cyanogen right there. Just playing it really patiently, making use of, like you said, those footsteps. Though he heard two people pushing up A long and decided to just go quietly, work his way around and get that quick kill. I would say that makes the defense, the post-plant defense, chaotic from Teletigers because they don't know kung ilang tao yung how many people will come from the back, no, from the flank. So it's gonna be a really hard situation.
Parang gipit na gipit sila. They were just stuck in the middle, and in the end, they couldn't really figure it out. Mustang Warriors, as you said, proactivity, allowing them to get those positions. And now Teletigers gonna be looking to play the eco instead. Frenzy, though, actually almost getting that kill, but Rain on the other side, catching out JNB. Now Teletigers, their only plan right now is to steal guns away. This isn't going to be a round they win unless a miracle happens, and Highs getting caught down in mid doors is just not the way to go. Mustang Warriors planting it down. It's going to be on B side. Rain already with 3, and Neural Theft going to be allowing him to see everyone coming, but Shadow Rays actually having a Vandal in hand already gets a refrag there. Beats though still on board, and it's now Shadow Rays versus the world, and the world will say, go back to your room. Tomo will get that kill, and Mustang Warriors up by 2 again.
97, just as we mentioned, Teletigers being in prime position to find an advantage for themselves. The Mustang Warriors have something else to say to that, and they string 2 rounds together off of that tie. Right now, they are banking up a really good economy for themselves. On the other hand, the Teletigers medyo kipit sila sa pera right now, and they have to win this round. I believe it's a very important round to win for them because it's just gonna ruin their economy if they don't, and it's gonna come to what I would say most likely 11-7 scoreline. They don't want that.
Exactly. It's looking very, very perilous here for the Teletigers. And from what we're seeing right now, is they already had a good start dito sa ating second half. They got the pistol, they got the advantage there to tie things up. But when Mustang Warriors gets the full buy back, it really feels like they're winning these duels because of their proactivity. Nakita na natin kay Farsigen, we saw it from Rain as well as Tomo. And looking at all of this, it really feels like Ukyo is the only one not getting the kills, but he's just too busy setting up the flashes, the fault lines for his team. And then when he goes there, it's like, guys, pangin naman kill dyan. Nope, everyone's dead. Okay, cool. Well, I guess I'm done. That's my job. And Teletigers on the other side, they have been relying on the Highs and JNB to really do everything as much as possible. And for some rounds it works, and for some rounds it just doesn't because of the intro potential here from Mustang Warriors, especially on that jet.
Yeah, just Farsigen really showing up on both sides, no, defenders and attacker side. I like what you said, no, yung different roles that come into play when it comes to the taking of the sites or retaking of the sites rather. There's one guy goes for duels, or rather two guys, and then one guy focuses on the utility. No, it's the trust factor that should really be there. Sometimes it doesn't work out, but when it does work out, if you execute well, then that's definitely something that can give you a really good strong moment.
And there we go. It's finally time to get back
There they
into
are.
the game. Mustang Warriors still up by 2, and they want to make that an even bigger lead. As Berserk has mentioned, guys, this is a round that Tigers really, really needs to win. It's now time to see if they are going to be the kings of the jungle or will they be caged into the zoo instead. As here comes Tigers looking to hold on to every single site as much as possible. It's J and B on B, but speaking of B, it seems like this is going to be where Mustang Warriors belongs as 3 of them
Oh,
already pushing, going for a few shots here and there. And here we go again. Lear plus the flashpoints, really blinding anyone here on site. And JNB will be falling. Fire Sergeant also on the board. Mustang Warriors already with 2 kills here and now.
oh man, that was unfortunate. Just no trades coming out there. 2-0 in favor of Mustang Warrior. Spike has been planted. They have exited, but still finding that third kill.
Rain's still there though, and the 1-2 step onto B side is like, hey, step 1 Lear, step 2 Flash, step 3 just kill them every single time. And now the Empress even popped here by Mustang Warriors. They really want to secure this round, putting the Arena in raid boss mode. And now it's Highs saying, okay, we'll respect that. Tama na to. I ain't dealing with that, guys. I ain't dealing with that. So I'm just gonna hide, keep my gun, and in all honesty, this is the next best thing Tigers can do. So they have a fighting chance for the next round.
I definitely agree with this call from the Tigers, but looks like Mustang Warriors are smelling. They sniffed out the blood. You know, the Tigers are tigers, but they are the ones being hunted down. They can probably lose their guns here. Oh, my god.
Nice though. He just gets 2, but Rain will
That's
wrap
right.
it up. And that is so worth, as you mentioned. Mustang Warriors, they have a big bank. They can throw money to the wall and they can be A-OK. Tigers, in the meantime, these guys are really struggling here. They're trying to look for a scholarship. They're trying to stay alive, guys. But it's just not working out for them. And this set of kills really puts Mustang Warriors on such a big advantage. Tactics are there from Mustang Warriors. The kills are there. And with a 20 bomb here from Fireside, you can already see where the story is going, as we do have a bit of a pause, I believe. Tigers right now trying to basically reel back, figure out what to do. And what do you think? What can Tigers do right now? Do they just have to play it clutch, or is there something that they can do for the map itself?
The way Mustang Warriors have been playing so far, they don't really go for default holds. I think that they play passive one side of the map, and on the other side, they like doing these 2-3 person aggressive stances. No, sometimes they even push up the long areas from A and C. I feel like what the Tigers should do is try to capitalize on that by punishing those double pushes and then play from that. Because so far, parang hindi nila they're not really playing to that information, no, that Mustang Warriors, that's what they've been doing on and on again. So maybe we can see something like that from the Tigers.
Yeah, hopefully we do. And it seems like, do we have a bit of a disconnection here from one of our players? Mustang Warriors still trying to wait it out. And if you guys have been actually checking out the latest patches, like the latest one was really, really, what do you say, useless for many people, but not for observers. It was some of the best. I
Yeah.
saw that we saw the agent selection screen, right? We saw that the colors were now back for red for attack, green for
Oh, thank
defense.
God.
Thank God. And I believe there was something. I'm actually gonna check it out right now while we're waiting on this, because there is a new thing in lobbies where you can actually modify the game state. So if ever there's any big problems, we can be like, okay, this is a screenshot of the game, right? Oh, we can make this. These are the numbers. These are the guns they have. This is the money that they have. And if that works properly, I think it's so good to really help us out in times where like the internet's a little iffy or the power's a little iffy, especially as we came from a very, very big typhoon.
Yeah, definitely. That's some quality of life change, no, for the production from the operation side of things.
Yes. Thank you,
And
Ryan.
yeah, thanks, Ryan. And definitely, it's all of this wouldn't be possible just without prod as well. Ilan to players game, and it's really amazing that we are all part of this opportunity right now at esports, in collegiate esports for that matter.
Exactly, guys. And of course, the UAC wouldn't be possible without Globe and Twitch Student. You guys got to expect that we have been heavily, heavily supported for the past few weeks. Every single time AcadArena has something, you already know that it is an absolute spectacle. One of the best, if not the best, that we can really see in our local scene and then some. And hey, it's really not just a battle for the country. Moving over, there is still the PvP Esports Campus Championships this December, where whoever wins the whole thing here, they're basically, you guys, the PH rep. You guys have to deal with everyone else. And we'll see how that nation war will go next month. But for now, we're just waiting things out. A bit of ping issues here and there. I expect that it happens no matter what you use. And hey, it's really just the nature of things. But I'm just happy that these guys are all safe and sound. I'm just happy that these guys are able to play today. And even though we have a bit of a reduced schedule because we want to make sure everyone can play properly, then it's still a possibility. And I just want to say this, buti pasok dito UST because usually they're the ones who are like having to fish for their school, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, UST, talking about UST, no, actually, in other esports titles, they've been performing excellently, like out of their mind. Mobile Legends, League of Legends, even Hearthstone. So, Valorant, right now, we can see that they're really putting in that effort. Ang ganda ng performance nila so far, given their standing. They really don't want to go out in this group stage with a 0-3. Nothing yet is set into stone. We will have to see what the result of this match will come to. But so far, we are coming into a break. And, Dax,
Mm-hmm.
what
Yes.
can you say? I've shared my opinion on what the Teletigers can possibly do no, to win the game back. How about you? What do you think they should do?
Tell Tigers, they just pop off. No, not gonna lie, because it feels like that's really their strategy right now with the Rays and the Reina. And I'm liking my representation of you here. I wish we were somewhere together, but for now, I have a little bit of a bull plushie, which is you. Because I can look at you, eye contact, and all the like in our boxes. That's extra thinking right there. But speaking of extra thinking, as we see here from the side of Tele Tigers, if we can actually see the refrags or the entry frags from JNB or the Rays, it is just so smooth for them to actually go on through. They are able to push onto a side very quickly. They're able to actually decide to punish their opponent, go for the pincer. And if they decide to do that on a defense, if they play that aggressive defense, it might be a big game changer here because Mustang Warriors, sure, they watch out for the defaults, they watch out for a few instances here and there. When it is more or less the duel happening rather than double up, and I think if Teletigers can actually up the ante, change up what they can do in a way that is a little bit more unpredictable against Mustang Warriors, it might work out. Because basically, this is the last game of Mustang Warriors. This is their last chance to win a match and make their standing even better. Teletigers, this is a really battle for survival. And when you're on the ropes like this, you just have to throw everything you can and more. And I want to see that from Teletigers. I want to see them actually try and still contend here and especially try and make that Cinderella run today.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you there. I think they need to definitely throw something different on top of the table. Really try to catch the Mustang Warriors off guard. Really make them work for that better standing, like you said. 3-2 is definitely something they can work with. It's gonna really depend on the performance of the other teams in the groups. So I want to talk a bit about that. It's a bit of a common how do you say predicament no for collegiate teams,
Mm-hmm.
since usually in collegiate leagues the group stages they're more compressed, so there's not a lot of leeway for losses. So whenever you're put into a position na say you have a certain standing and you could make it through the next stage of the tournament, but it's gonna depend on the performance of your peers. That's not really something na you want to happen, or you really want to take control yourselves. Kumbaga kayo yung in charge. I kind of want to throw a psych theory out here, yung locus of
Go for it.
control.
Come on.
So
It's
yeah,
time.
let's talk
Uh,
about that a
okay.
bit. So
I'm
there's
gonna
this,
I'm
there's
gonna get
this
pen and paper first, real quick, so I can take notes. Let's please continue.
Right, so there's this thing called locus of control, and there's
Okay.
two things. There's internal and external. For internal locus of control, it's basically you believing that you are in control of everything that happens. For example, nagkamali ka, you attribute that to yourself and not really to external factors. That's the gist of it. On the other hand, external is you kind of attribute the mistakes, the mishaps to things that are beyond you. So Halimbawa, let's think of an example. For example, uh, I lost my pen.
Oh no.
It's not my fault for,
I took it. I didn't. We had a test, so I needed a pen, so I took it. Okay. Anyway,
yeah,
yes.
it's like I lost my pen. My seatmate probably took it from me. I didn't just randomly drop it somewhere, which was most likely the case. But
Mm,
that's just a simple example.
okay.
So
Yeah.
putting it into the context of collegiate esports, you always want to be uh, autonomous. I'm not sure what the proper word is. Something to that
Parang
extent.
you just don't want to rely on everyone else to do
Yeah,
this and do that. And as you mentioned about having that locus control, it really just allows you to write your own destiny. At kita natin yun sa pinakataas ng scoreboard. Those guys with perfect records, they're like, okay, it doesn't matter what everyone else does, it matters what we do because we set the tempo. And then it's completely the opposite on the bottom half. Here for Teletigers, 0-3 sila. So asa talaga sila na not only they have to win the games today, but also everyone else has to basically lose to allow them to get to that third seed. So marami talagang mahirap dito para sa Teletigers. And hey, as I mentioned, Cinderella story might be possible. But you know, for Zerk, this is the first time I'm doing any collegiate stuff for Valorant. And I didn't expect to go back to college. I was like, it's been a while since I've heard a lecture. I'm like, okay. I know I think we came or you are still in studying, right? And I came from the same school, but hey, it is what it is. Feels very familiar, feels very at home. And it's great to see all of these names really looking to duel against one another. It really brings me back to the days where you just watch some sports and then you just cheer. I was expecting like there would be maybe like a babble there. There are people cheering it out. And we see that in the chat, right? And don't forget, guys, we do have our little thing going on in the chats. And that is the virtual hangouts chat rally. Even though we don't have our pick'ems for today, you can easily support your teams with the hashtags that you've been using so far. And I believe that is hashtag USC and hashtag UST. Depends UST win and UST win for your teams. And don't forget, it's 750 Valorant points up for grabs for a lucky fan. So don't forget to also use the hashtag Globe Prepaid Virtual Hangouts and just keep cheering on for your team. It really makes me feel that you guys are bringing it for your school, for your university, and it's great to see that kind of support in the chat.
Yeah, definitely. And make sure you catch that timing, no, for the Globe Prepaid Virtual Hangout Chat Rally during the next game that we're gonna have. I believe it's actually going to be PLM Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Maynila Haribons versus the University of San Agustin Golden Eagles, no. The the
Ooh.
the validity of the chat rally, just to remind you guys, you have to vote until you can vote up until the end of the first round. So unfortunately, kung hindi kayo
Mm-mm.
nakapag-vote during this game, may chance pa rin naman kayong mag-vote during the next matches. And it doesn't mean that if you're not from that school, you can't vote. It doesn't work that way.
Oh,
So
tama. So,
go vote lang kayo,
so
because why
a
not?
little bit of awareness right there. And hey, it's fine because we want to see you guys support your teams whether or not may Valorant points on the line, diba? Keep on school pride and just tamang puso lang dyan para sa inyo. And hey, we are just making sure that we are going to be ready for the next few rounds because with all the technical issues that might be happening to our two teams, they both know that this is a match they cannot afford to really struggle in externally. They cannot have these factors that are not part of their control here, that they are unable to really try and be what do you say? Just adjust on the fly. And Teletigers, as we mentioned, they need to win this to still be mathematically in contention. Mustang Warriors in the meantime, they want that 3-2. They want to be basically secure of their slot. And in a case like this, both teams really have something to play for. And this is really it. The end of the group stages is where it feels heavier compared to the first few rounds, the first few days. It's like everything's like, hey, we're playing Valorant. Yeah, we're playing against other teams. But then suddenly, when you see the reality of your standings, of your scores, it's just like, guys, we actually have to plan things out, don't we? We can win against these teams, we can lose against these teams. And now for Teletigers, it's basically cramming them. It's like, guys, did you guys forget that the thing is due today? We have to win. We have to win two in a row, and we gotta make sure that other people don't give a big performance. So it really goes to show it's a bit of a predicament here for Teletigers, Mustang Warriors. They're more of that team that's like they wrote their thesis already, everything's good to go. Their RL is set up. They're just finishing up their bibliography and they can submit anytime, but they just want to chill. They want to relax, but they might actually miss the deadline, but they're most likely will be able to submit on time. So there you go. There you go. I remember my thesis. Ugh. That was something. That was something. Now I don't want to remember it. Maybe later. I'm feeling it too much now for Zerk. But hey, it's been a great game so far, and we can really see that these teams are giving their all just for our first match today.
And speaking of giving it your all, no, and I like the point that you made na towards the end of the group stages. That's where it gets heavier, like you said, that teams really feel the urgency, the agency to really perform kasi wala na silang room for for losses. No? So just imagine if teams could take that mindset and bring it right from the start. I feel like that's the pretty much ideal mental state that any team should have. There's this thing na lots of coaches do na during scrims, they really try to prepare teams in the sense na, hey, let's bring all our focus so that when it comes to actual games, it's gonna be an easy transition. No? Like really giving their all right away, regardless if it's the first match of the group stages or the last match of the group stages.
Okay, so guys, we are getting confirmation that we are continuing this game for V5 as per the decision of USC. So hindi to pinilit ng UST whatsoever. Ang USC nang nagsabi na, guys, kaya natin to 4v5. Let's wrap it up. And we'll see if this is gonna work for them or is it gonna blow up in their face. It's the last day of the group stage and it's time to find out who will win our first game. Mustang Warriors up by 3, needing 3 more rounds to win this whole thing out. And there we go with a quick little Cloudburst Frenzy as Exia sets up on top, but Mustang Warriors already putting that spike down.
JND finding that opening kill. That's very, very important. But it's not an opening kill. It's just
it's the AFK kill. It's like it's there. But hey, Tomo getting that takedown instead. And this is actually pretty bad here for Tele Tigers because they exposed their position and nasa likod sila. And here we go with Mustang Warriors cleaning up house. But JND, only one with a gun, will fall there. And Mustang Warriors will make it an 11-7 scoreline. Can they do this 4v5? But in all honesty here for Zerk, this is the best map to actually do this. 4v5 on Haven when you're on the attack is actually a lot more manageable than any other situation here. If you're on the defense on the Haven and you're 4v5, you're kind of screwed. But here on the attack, it is actually a possibility.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. And I also find very interesting that the Mustang Warriors opted to go for this 4v5. This shows that they really, really are confident as a team to close things out. And this is gonna be the first in collegiate Valorant history, I would say, 4v5 to sila yung manalo.
Oh, there you go, no. But suddenly it's 3v5 because one down already from the start and one down already from the entry. AcadArena comes close and goodbye and good night. Tele Tigers, they do have the guns and this is where it will be very difficult here for Mustang Warriors for Zerk.
Right now they are being pushed back, but no. We hold that thought. See?
Make it happen. Showstopper though, up in the air, and Heise will get that takedown on to beat. Suddenly, it's even harder here for Mustang Warriors, and this might be a round where they will regret their decisions for now. But Tomo, at the very least, getting one kill off the Shadow Rays. There we go with the dark cover. And the problem right now also in this 4v5 is because that this is a tournament setting, the breach will always be there. No money will go into bonus for anyone else. No situation like that. They have to deal with the handicap. And Tomo catches that sleep, but JNB with the kill. And now Tele Tigers, they just need to go to the other spawn to wrap up this round.
Yeah, I think that the Warriors can't afford to go a man down. Basically, it's a 4v5. They have to really commit to a side or at the very least win their duels. So it's gonna be so difficult. Like you said, 3v5 is gonna be very, very, very challenging. Especially now that the Tele Tigers have picked up 2 operators. Though they're holding on to those guns, and those are really, really scary guns. Especially when you have that innate man advantage.
Exactly. And like the all-in here from Tele Tigers, they know that if they lose this round, they're kind of screwed in the first place. So they do have to figure something out. And solo holding with an op is the best way to go about things. But you make a really good point as well. Mustang Warriors, they just have to go one side. That's it. They have to figure out where the defense is weakest. And they are going to try it onto A. But look, the double stack is there. Heise is going to be looking on out. But here we go. And Airlong is going to be the gravestone there for the Rays. Farsighted with that kill. Lethal holding close, goes for the push, but Farsighted with a refrag, and suddenly it's going to be 3v3 with Mustang Warriors trying to set up on the default and Tele Tigers regrouping for now.
Shadow Rays. making a
shot.
situation 2v3.
Yeah, high ground so effective here, and we can really see that Heaven being so key here on the side, but Far Side Jin still keeping the Embers on, and there you go. He does get another takedown, 2v2 now. Beats gonna be sticking in hell, takes the operator barrel, and that's just way too long. Here comes the drop down, Shadow Race versus Far Side Jin, and Omen will clutch it. In the end, we've seen Shadow Race do this before, and this time he does it with success. 14 HP, and Teletigers will win out that round.
Oh man, I believe that the Mustang Warriors still do have a bye, but this is probably gonna be their final great buy, no, if they manage to win this next round. They do have the advantage in terms of scoreline, and they do have that rolling thunder as well as that blade storm. But
Doesn't matter.
actually, rolling thunder pala. Sorry, I keep forgetting it's a 4v5, but oh man, Mustang
I know.
Warriors. I think
I
they're
know,
doing naman yung kailangan nilang gawin, yung pag-commit nga sa site. And so far, it worked out sa start ng pag-take, but just, man, that Omen, the Tell Tiger side, really showed up that round.
Shadow Rays been really good there. But something to also tell Tigers with the right read, double stacking there on A side, allowing them to basically even up the odds no matter what. And Mustang Warriors, they peek onto C and they say, sige na, ayoko na. Punta tayo sa kabila, and there you go. But look at this Aldrone. Might get the intel. No, never mind. Exia running out of battery there. Mustang Warriors moving as 4, and they might be basically left for dead here. But can they actually work together to get those takedowns as they decide to go back to maybe A site?
Yeah. And this time around, there is no double stack here over at A. Only that sole person over at Heaven. And Mustang Warrior seems like they're going to have it easy taking control over the sites at the onset. Post-plant is where they will have to play it really well.
Exactly, and Highs just cannot play the same way as the Cypher does. Goes for the Bomb Buddy instead, the Boom Bot going onto the low ground. But I like this from Teletigers. They know that have that man advantage. They know that they can just regroup first and foremost and play for post plant instead. But Mustang Warriors, they'll still try and force things out with taking positions there onto the corner, down on Hell, and on the default. Spike now planted, JNB on the high ground, and seems like Teletigers looking for the flank play as well.
Yeah. Control take so far.
And High is going to be able to get one back, and Tomo is there, though. Mustang Warriors now trying to make this a 3v3. Exia running out of battery on that Cypher in front of him, and Rain will say, hello, good sir. Would you like another? That's a second take there. He from Rain. He makes it rain bullets, and Mustang Warriors gets the 3K to be on match point.
Oh man, they must be feeling the pressure right now. The Tigers match point 4v5. As we see that nice trading that we found Rain coming up clutch in the end. Shadow Rays due. Actually, both of them knew where they were at. Just that last duel going into the favor of Rain. Really impressive right there.
22 kills there for Rain. And something to also mention, even though they had an idea of each other's position, it was still Rain a little closer to flicking that direction. He already had the angle, he already had the shot before Shadow Rays could even react. Sometimes you see them, but when you see them, you are already dead. And that's what the Cypher has said. It's now time to see if Mustang Warriors can actually wrap it up 4v5. It's high time to push on the C side. There we go with a quick little trigger. It's Lee coming closer and closer. Seems like Tomo will catch him out instead. And Mustang Warriors opening up for a potential win here and now.
Oh man, they be sweating right now. This situation, not something you want to find yourselves in. Actually,
Shut up. Yeah. And there's shock darts indeed hitting the jet there. Teletigers trying to push JB though with the stinger. And Rain gonna be going on down. Lear's still gonna be able to play high spinning full foot as well. But Tomo's still trying to hold. Here comes the boom. And here comes the shots. Teletigers using that number advantage to really convene and make concave. They will still survive though, and making this really a match to remember, as 12-10 now our score after everything is all said and done.
Oh man. So 2 more, I would say. Well, no, it's gonna be a draw if it comes down to it. I mean, it's gonna be a deuce rather, not a draw.
Yes, sir.
And
Overtime.
I'm actually wondering what's gonna. Well, if it's an overtime, definitely it's gonna play through it till the end. But yeah, the Tigers making good work with that stinger, especially with JNB right there. The Lears were especially of good use, knowing that 2 players were at the back of Seaside there on the side of Mustang Warriors. It really played as an important factor. But here we are, coming to this next round. Full rifle still. Mustang Warriors, let's see what they can do this time. May A, may C, are they gonna go for B?
Match point pa rin para sa Mustang Warriors. So tingnan natin nga kung kaya ba nilang pumalag dito. Tele Tigers though coming closer and closer yet again. They are feeling very confident after what they did on Seaside. And the thing about it is, Mustang Warriors, kahit matalo sila twice in a row, kahit mag-overtime, I still think that this is a bit good for them because the more time they actually buy in the situation, it might be a bigger chance for a breach to come back if all things are considered. But really, for Mustang Warriors, diba, it's really them trying to wrap it up in the next two rounds. They're feeling very, very secure of their position. They know that it's win or overtime that is going to be coming their way. And right now, they're closing in on a site.
Yeah, one person from Sewer. He's gonna be joined by his friend over here. They have control over A side right now, but again, the trip fire. Oh man! Oh, Z.
You would not believe your eyes, and even though you can't see anything, Zlee knows exactly where you are, and suddenly it is now 4v2. Shadow Rays also with a TP play, but at the same time, Tomo saying, okay, tama na dyan, we'll go over to
30
C-site
seconds
instead,
left.
and we already have our Reyna looking to react. Can JNB get in position? Will he get caught by the Omen, or will it be the other case? Palapit na si Tomo dito. Here comes the shot though, and JNB is ready for it. Gets a quick one suck on that soul, but Beats will get a straw and try to do the same thing. Now 12 seconds left, trying to go
10
for a fake
seconds
plant
left.
here. And now the push coming on in from Tele Tigers. Oh, but they're playing it so smart. They're playing for time. Paranoia thrown on that. Here comes the bounce. There we go with the flame. And then Exia with a quick one tap there to wrap it up. And Tele Tigers now one away from making it overtime.
They did play it so smart. Just taking advantage of the time right there to the Tigers. So unfortunately, Mustang Warriors weren't able to get that win. They are coming into the next round with some. It's quite a weak buy right here. Two players are on rifles, but
Thank you.
the two others are on a Stager and Bucky respectively. Let's see what sort of plays they can pull out with those two guns. But yeah, Mustang Warriors, I feel like I think they could have actually potentially won that round, or at least given themselves a better chance if they played a bit more together. No, hindi yung isa-isang side.
Yeah, they got
It is
picked off.
what it is. Yeah.
It is what it is. And we saw it on A side. They had to double back and go over to C instead. And for now, Mustang Warriors still in the 4v5 slate, but they are still on match point. Is it time to do, or is it time to not die, but go to overtime? As far as Sayajin looking for the entry, but they're going to trip part. Quick little dash to get on the way. One for one pick, but Shadow Rays is there, and Tomo will get the refrag instead. Seems like Mustang Warriors still trying to keep things up. Our Cypher not ready for the shot, and Tomo going to be able to get in position. But Exia still on the board. Rain going down. Tomo right now looking around. There we go with the quick little revelation yet again. And Intel really opening bars here for the side of Tele Tigers. They will force overtime. They will get all the takedowns that they need. And my oh my, this game has really turned completely topsy-turvy from what Tele Tigers have been doing to the DC of Mustang Warriors, and still continuing on. Sometimes regrets are there, but sometimes overtime is the answer.
Switching sides.
And this
Overtime.
time overtime is indeed the answer. And coming into this situation, no, 4v5 situation, wala nang may advantage right now. Well, I mean, aside from that innate advantage of being a man up, it's basically a clean slate. No, it's like 0-0, and then you just have to win by 2. But uh, it's gonna be interesting kasi magsiswitch sides yung teams eh. And like you said a while back, it's in favor of Mustang Warriors whenever they are on the attacker side. Not in favor, but it gives them a bigger chance to win. But whenever they are defending, which is right now, the situation right now, then it's gonna be much tougher for them.
Yeah, I'll keep it simple. When they're on the attack, kaya pa. When they're on the defense, tiwala na lang, boss. Tiwala lang. We'll see if they can do it, right? And we'll find out if this is going to be a time for Tele Tigers to really go for that fun, or will Mustang Warriors still be able to get that shutdown. But no, Shadow Rays still on the board, gets that first kill, beats it there. Good flank here from Far Sergeant, but Lee is waiting at mga Tele Tigers talaga. They're putting someone in behind just to go for the refrag, and they take the first round here in overtime. Will they finally get their first match win? Will USC be able to go for a comeback?
Switching
We'll find
sides.
out. This is match point now
point.
for USC.
Oh man, Mustang Warriors really have to find it in themselves, that grit, that just that Man, yung puso sa 4v5, that's Fire Cyanogen. Man, this guy has been popping off the whole game. This would be high time for him to just find it in himself to that that highest level of pop off that we've ever seen this match on the side of Mustang Warriors. Let's see if he can muster that sort of drive in himself to get maybe a 2 or 3K in this round.
Is it time to see if Tell Tigers can finally get those claws up and running? Will we see the defense actually hold as Lee gonna get caught out by Fire Cyanogen, and suddenly the winds of change going back in favor of Mustang Warriors. Now they make it 4v4. They're setting up onto the A site. And for now, our Reina will actually get rid of Ukyo there. I like that from JNB. That allows him one more ultimate point. This will give him a soul tease as well. And for this time and place, it's going to be him pushing from in behind, but Tomo is coming, but oh no, knife out, not ready for it whatsoever. Tell the Tigers now going on back, and in behind JNB a while ago, he was hit, now he's wrapping it up with an Empress play. 1v2 situation, trying to hold, has to reload, runs out of the Devar, and it is going to be a shot on the heights, but JNB will collect it, and Tella Tigers will be able to growl on and be able to potentially wrap up this game with a 14-12 and get their first match win in the UAC.
Oh man, what do I have to say after that? That was one roller coaster of a first game of the weekend. Oh, that's my gosh, like
I don't know.
I don't know, man. That was well. I have to give it to the Tele Tigers. They did win the game.
Yes.
Some people will. I mean, it's arguable in the mode in which they they won, but a win is a win.
Before we get into that, guys, just don't forget it's USC's choice to actually play on here, and
Yes.
it was not USC saying that, guys, we have to play it now. No, the Mustang Warriors, sometimes Hubris is good, you're feeling very confident, but sometimes it blows up in your face, and that was a situation where they couldn't actually wrap it up. They were almost there. They could see the finish line, so I wouldn't be surprised. They were like, guys, kaya natin to. Andyan na eh. We can win this, but no. It just didn't happen. A pretty crucial mistake. And as I mentioned, right, even though their breach wasn't the best in getting the kills, it was still so essential with the flashpoint combos, the fault line combos, that really allowed them to get the advantage.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I think both teams actually played their utility agents really well in taking and retaking sites. But enough of that. I actually want to mention that we do have our virtual house winner already, and it's Fishballs 13. Congratulations for winning the 750 Valorant points. There you go.
Congratulations indeed. Yun talaga. Tamang support lang sa teams nyo. Alam nyo na kayang-kaya nyo manalo ng battle points dito. And of course, for our matches, you already know there's going to be different hashtags every single time. You want to support your teams, especially before the game starts, so we can actually put your entry there and get into the action. And big shout outs to your sponsors there, especially Globe, as well as Switch Student for everything being done here in the UAC. But what a game it still was. And let's actually talk a little bit more, though, for that second half. Before we were getting into that 4v5 scenario, it really looked like Mustang Warriors had it, and what really allowed them to go ham against Tell Tigers there for Zerg?
Well, I think it was their aggressive plays. No, they weren't just resorting to defaults, either on offense or on defense. They really were pushing the tempo that they had. Especially this guy called Fire Cyanogen. He was really performing. He was delivering when it comes to the operator, finding those opening kills. No. And I like this proactiveness. I like seeing this proactiveness personally in these collegiate teams. Na they're not just defaulting to what's safe, what everyone expects, because that's not where you can find advantages. No? And we did see that coming into their advantage, playing into their advantage up until that disconnection point.
Yeah, just it was so unfortunate. They needed breach really, but hey, Tell Tigers, they got back into form, right? We saw their duelist really pop off again, and JNB, he started everything and he ended everything. And a win is a win for Tell Tigers. I'd say that I don't think they wanted to win that way also, but it was first not their call, and second, they need it. They need a win to still be on contention, and this does make their game later on to be even more crucial, not only for the team they're facing off, but also from themselves, because now they actually have a chance to make it a group stage. So Cinderella, wake up, because we are going to a bowl and we are going to be getting some great, great games underway. But before that one, guys, where the one we're hyping up, we still have a number of games to go about. And from what I'm seeing, our next match, as you mentioned, is going to be the Haribons versus the Golden Eagles. So that was a pretty long first game, with everything being all said and done. Overtime, Teletigers will take that win. But we will be right back. You guys are tuning on in to the University Alliance Cup here at Esports AcadArena, and we will be right back after a bit.